Welcome back to another episode of the TMF podcast. This is one of the current events that popped up today. Look, people losing their minds. There's been a lot of gun violence lately, like a lot of gun violence, like an excessive amount of gun violence. In the last 2 weeks, there's been several shoots. I mean, there's just a child shot in a drive-thru at McDonald's. Who's shooting guns at McDonald's? What are we doing, people? This one's even more bizarre to me. I don't understand this one in the least bit. I'm going to pop it up here. Man who drove through Detroit crime scene shooting at officer shot dead. That's the headline. So police were investigating a shooting and car crash. And a man drove through the crime scene firing a gun out of the vehicle. What are we doing? What are we doing? So, let me just read you this article, and we'll talk about it. A man drove through a chaotic Detroit crime scene shooting a gun early Monday morning, was later shot dead by officers. Detroit police were called to the city's west side at about 10:50 p.m. Sunday on reports of 5 people shot. 5 people. I'm just going to pull it up so you can see what I'm reading here. Right? Shooting victims range in age from 18 to 36. All survived. Investigators believe that as the suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, they struck another car, killing one man and leaving another person in critical condition. As police were investigating the shooting and crash, a man drove through the blocked-off crime scene at 2:40 a.m., fired one shot at an officer, then took off, striking 2 parked police vehicles with his car. Police pursued the man across town. At one point, he said the suspect and police were on a freeway, and the man was driving more than 100 miles per hour. The man posed extreme danger to our community and our officers. This was a suspect that we had to apprehend. The suspect eventually damaged his vehicle and came to a stop, at which point he exited the vehicle, shooting at police, and then ran. They caught up with him. He pointed his gun at them again. Officers fired the weapons at him. 27-year-old suspect, who has not been identified, was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. They recovered his gun, had no connection to the original shooting, very limited criminal history. Trying to figure out what the motive was. I don't understand. What is interesting about this entire article? One thing that in a way, I'm proud of them. Whoever wrote this article, Alicia Fieldstadt, or Elijah, however you want to say it. One thing I am proud of is that they left race completely out of the article, which to me, step forward. I get it. It's an identifier. Like if you're looking for a person, it's helpful to know if that person is black, white, Indian, Asian, whatever. But it's interesting to me because a lot has happened right here. So 5 people shot. They all survived. Who shot those 5 people? Then crashed the car. Then another person, they didn't specify who this person was. They clearly know who it is. Now, drives through, shoots at police, hits 2 police cars with his car, somehow is able to continue driving. It just goes on a high-speed chase, crashes his car, damages it, gets out of the car, runs. Police are still following him. Police had yet to kill this person, and the internet is going to want whoever, well, you can't just, if a cop kills a person, then we need to put this person on the spotlight. But this person here, clearly, it seems like was out to have death by cop, which is crazy. I don't even know what's happening right now. But a lot has happened. This is Grand Theft Auto in the middle of freaking Monday morning. And, turns around, fires at officers, they fire back, end up hitting the guy and kill him. Which is freaking bananas. Like, this is crazy. This is like meth head crazy. I don't even know. Like, what do you gain? What are you trying to do? You're just driving through. I mean, clearly, they said it wasn't connected to the original shooting, but who's just driving around with a gun at 2 a.m. and decides there's some cops, I'm going to go shoot at? Go shoot them cops. So was this motivated by just violence toward officers? Was this person just trying to shoot at cops? Were they out to have some last hurrah and then death by cop? Like, what is going on? So many questions. I'm curious to follow the story, just to figure out what could have ever been the motive of this. And then, what do these police officers, how do they feel about this? Right? 27-year-old. Pronounced dead at the hospital. This is so crazy. The man's mother told police that he lost a 21-year-old friend over the weekend during a shooting incident, and his 6-month-old cousin passed away a month ago. So is he just like, on Facebook before the incident with police, the suspect wrote, "I'm hurt, man." So what? Is this suicide? Is death by cop? And so many more other people could have died. It's crazy. This is not. If you feel bad, if you're depressed, if you're down, freaking call somebody, bro. Look, everyone's been there. Everyone's been depressed. People lose people all the time. This is not like something new. When I was down and not feeling the greatest, I just went around. I went to open mics. I did. I went and saw comedy. I went to comedy shows because it's hard to be sad around funny people. It just is. It's just hard to be upset when you're around people who are funny and they're there to make you laugh and they say crazy stuff and it's funny. And laughter and smiling pulls you out of depression. And I get it. Sometimes it's just hard to see the other side, but this is crazy. So, let me know what you think about all this. And there's so much more happening. There's so much more happening that we need to talk about. So we'll be back to anyway, lost my connection to my camera here, but give the video a like or subscribe, and I will be back with more content. Until then, I'll see you at the next video.